Well, hello friends, neighbors. I'm John, your whiskey neighbor here, and welcome down to the Nook. And welcome to what I'm hoping is going to be a treat. Certainly, it was a surprise. I went to Wine and Beyond just yesterday and noticed this Deanston Virgin Oak, but cask strength, and they have it on for $55. Most stores around here have their regular Virgin Oak at like $49. They have theirs on, I think, now $45, so it is a bit of a jump, but I haven't had a Virgin Oak in a while, like Deanston Virgin Oak, and I've really liked it in the past. And to see a cask strength show up almost unannounced and at that kind of price in my market, that's Canadian dollars, wow. So I thought, you know what, let's talk some cask strength Scotch. So this, of course, I've just shared with you a little bit of the details, and then we're going to run over and we're going to talk about this old malt cask. This is a single barrel, independent release. It's a 14-year-old Glengoyne, it's ex-bourbon. And it was also, like, for a 14-year-old, a really good price. Got it for 90 Canadian. They've put it back up to 110. I don't know why. But I just thought, you know what, let's talk about, like, obviously young, but interesting treatment, Virgin Oak. And then, you know, older. This is an old Scotch, but at 14 years, I think it's become respectable. So pour something cask strength if you have it. If not, something strong. And Highland region would be better. And come on back. 3, 4. Thanks for coming back. Hope you have something in your glass to sip along. This is Deanston Virgin Oak, but cask strength. I used to pick up Deanston Virgin Oak semi-regularly, almost like before or at the beginning of the channel, you know, when I didn't have a pretty deep library. And it was always affordable and always tasty. Certainly more oak than regular scotches, but I like oak. So when I saw this at, I told you the price, you know, a 58.5% from Deanston. I like Deanston's releases. I just had to pick it up. Now I have not had it. I just opened it and shot it in that, you know, short or reel. And I am very curious what a 58.5% Deanston is going to be like. Now in this, we've got ex-bourbon. I think they say on the back, first fill ex-bourbon, and then I have read a whole 12 months in new oak. Now, it's got beautiful color, and it's natural color and non-chill filtered. These are both natural color and non-chill filter. This one is non-age stamp. This one is 14 years sitting in oak. And I think what's very interesting to me is how dark and more caramel color is. Like caramel color is in here. It's not color, sorry. I just mean the dark bronze of this is awesome, which tells you a lot about what new oak brings to whiskey, because really that's where this color has to be coming from, that new charred oak for 12 months. So this is Deanston, cask strength batch 1 on the nose. I've got sweet oranges. There is a lot of orange peel, citrus on this nose for me. Now, I'll warn you, that's all over the tin, and sure, I've read it in terms of orange, but like right off the bat, I've got a sweetness, a light toffee, and like a light, you know, like buttered sweetness. I'm trying to get a handle on that. It's usually where I go to when I say toffee. Maybe vanilla, but then definite orange. Like, wow. Okay, let's try this one on the palate. Hope you got some Deanston. Maybe this cask strength. Sláinte. Ooh, okay, it's a little warm. Also, first whiskey of the day. I should have had a warm-up whiskey. Most of that reaction is just my palate going, what did you just sip? Because I'm getting sugars and brown sugars and young malt, a little bit of grain, more orange, but it's settled back into maybe some other fruits, some orchard fruits. But it's hot. It's a little hot. I better take another sip and just let it rest a little bit. Sláinte. As expected, much better. Now I can get some ginger. I can get More orange comes back in with those orchard fruits. Lots of vanilla, lots of caramel, and lots of drying oak. Maybe a surprising amount. This this is a surprising amount on a Scotch. Now, Deanston Virgin Oak, the regular, has a fair amount of oak, but this is the the mouth drying oak. I've said before, when I first got into bourbons, I gave an impression a lot. I often shared this note of kind of leaving that popsicle stick in your mouth for a long time, right? That was, to me, one of the notes that I could relate to is like, what does oak taste like? I don't know if those sticks are oak, but this is all of that. It's got just a ton of light oak. Let's go in and get some more flavors. So for me, it's settled into sweet, vanilla, caramel, little bit of citrus. Citrus is backing away now, but it's drying and it's oaky. If that sounds like a good Scotch to you, go for it. I just want to warn you that so many Scotches are aged in X something casks, and they might have a little hit of Virgin Oak. What did I have the other day? Bourbon Barrel Glenfiddich 14, and I really like that. This has 10 times that amount of oak. So it's just, I'm harping on it, and I don't mean to. I'm liking this. But I tried to say, I probably just slipped it in the opener, that I really like oak. It's also part of why I like bourbon. And this is it's not, well, it's almost closer. Like the nuttiness, the grain quality, some of the other fruits that I'm getting is all Scotch. But the oak backbone is very bourbony. Just going to say that. So I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not giving it a star rating. I just cracked it open. It's first impressions. I got to let the bottle rest. I got to let me try it a variety of ways. Do I recommend it? Look, at $55 Canadian, if you're in the area and you like Deanston Virgin Oak, yeah, go get it while it's on sale. That's crazy price. But if you're a long-term Scotch drinker and you want to try it, I would definitely actually buy their 46, even at only, $10 less. I think it would be a much better experience. This one's a bruiser. Okay, cleared our palate. After licking some oak planks, we're going to try this old malt single cask Glengoyne. Now, Glengoyne, for me, and I think they are known for a lot more ex-sherry than they are ex-bourbon. I can't think of an expression that I've had from them that doesn't have some ex-sherry kicking around. This was on the shelf also at Wine and Beyond. I go there often for $90 Canadian. And I will say, for a 14-year-old Glengoyne, 55.7%, that was a good value. It's back up to 110. Less of a good value, but still, a single cask release is really interesting, and it often gives us a chance to taste the distillery in ways that their core release doesn't provide, because they're going for something with their whole distillery image and profile, but they sell the odd cask to people like these guys, and then you get to taste it a different way. So this Glengoyne is only ex-bourbon. Now, it's a hogshead, so it's rebuilt, but it's ex-bourbon. It's been sitting in there for 14 years. It's natural. It's non-chill filter, just like this one, but way, way lighter, even though it's been resting in oak for, I'm sure, twice as long, if not more. On the nose. It is such a different beast. Now, there is some citrus, interesting enough. I'm getting some nice vanillas and nice light lemon. Like, it's definitely lemon. This is very pithy orange. This is a lemon on the nose. Yeah, and almost a white grape light fruit sweetness. Let's try this one on the palate. Sláinte. This is so much less aggressive. Now, having said that, I've also had a few sips of this. And that aggressive alcohol often calms down if you sip a little more. So it's not really fair to my first reaction of that. And here, it is still a little peppery. While here I had more ginger, a little nutmeg. This, I'm actually getting a bit of light pepper mixed in with that. I'm still going to stay with white grape, which isn't a big fruit note for me, but it's coming out here. Maybe some light stone fruit, like a little sweet peach. And then lemon. Better try another sip, Sláinte. This is a lemon custard, creme brulee, but peppery. In fact, I'm actually surprised now that I comment that it's less aggressive. in the palate and finish how pepper spice is actually coming out, which is actually playing a little longer on my tongue than this one. It's less sweet overall than this. It's way less oak overall than this. But surprising amount of pepper in the finish. Like a real surprising amount. I'm curious where that's coming from, because it's not something that I get from a lot of Glengoyne. At any rate, I enjoy this, but it's also a bit of a bruiser. You know, I need to find some cask strength scotches I can share with you that aren't peated. I went through my shelf, and right now all of the cask strength scotches I have are peated, that talk a bit more about some of the subtleties you can get with a cask strength scotch, because right now both of these are pretty big. I've had this one with water, and even though it does tame it down, it really doesn't help me with the flavors. I will absolutely try this one with water, and maybe I'll get it to, you know, more than the regular 46, but less than the 58, and we'll find a sweet spot. This is new to me. This is not, and I like this, and I would buy it again in a heartbeat if it goes back on sale at 90, especially to give an interesting, boy, they do have a lot of honey lemon in their distillate, which I don't always get when they're kicking around with a little bit of sherry. Both good experiences, both fun to have on the shelf. What is your go-to if you have one? Cask strength scotch. Both of these play in affordability, so let's not go like crazy through the roof prices. What's tasty cask strength scotch that you would recommend? Thanks for joining me here. Have a great weekend.